Hi Libra, this is your general tarot reading for Libra, Sun, Moon and Ascendant or Rising sign for the month of December. Libra, let's do as we always do. We're going to shuffle the cards and wait on all the right ones to come out for you, my love. And in the meantime, let's talk about the energies that you may feel throughout the month. So, we're leaving November, entering December, still feeling a little bit of the effect of the full moon that happened for you in the 9th house. Gemini, the full moon in Gemini is all about communicating. So it could mark a period of you finally being able to communicate something effectively to maybe a foreign person, somebody from another culture, somebody with a different perspective to you, somebody who is quite spiritual perhaps, or somebody who is very, very, very educated, somebody that you could even look up to in some way. And you found that you were having a great kind of period of conversation with these people where it was able to flow much better. And it also marks a period, Libra, where you'd gone in because of worries, fears or doubts about some of the bigger things in your life. You'd gone in to look for inspirational people, to give you answers, to tell you what the meaning, the big meaning of some of the things that are going on in your life are. So you could have been, I don't know, going through YouTube and going through TED Talks and finding inspirational speakers, finding inspirational motivators, finding books or anything like that that just take you out of the details and open you up into a moment where you say, I see this, I see the meaning of all of this, of why these things are happening to me. It marks a period where that comes to an end. And also for some of you, it could mark a period where study comes to an end. Now, I know a lot of people do exams around this season, around this time. So it just seems that the fear and the worry you had about some of those exams, for those of you who are students, it could just come to an end. So that's really nice. So where is your mind going now? Where is the soul wanting to take you? Well, it wants to go with Sagittarius into the 3rd house. So this is all about taking the wonderful and inspiring things that you've recently learned, Libra, and putting them into practice, using them in your daily life in a fun way, and also a kind of a visionary way, because Sagittarius is the visionary also. So it's this element of, I see the big picture, but now I want to implement it. I want to use it in my work. I want to use it in my relationships. I want my life to be inspired. I want my relationships to be inspired. And I actively want to do the work to make that happen. I want to be able to communicate also on a very deep and powerful way, and also in a very straightforward way. Let's not forget, Sagittarius is blunt. Sagittarius just says it how it is. This is it. I'm just telling you straight. And you're quite a peacemaker, Libra. You understand the art of compromise, and you understand that sometimes it's not a good idea just to blurt things out. I mean, that goes against your little Libra grain. But this month it seems that you have this newfound confidence to just say it. Say it as it is. No matter what happens. I'm just going to be big, bold, brave. This is my version of events. This is my vision of my life, and I'm going to just speak it. So it's wonderful. Do that, Libra. It's very empowering for you to do that this month. Yeah. And let me see. Communication is the big key here this month. But before I get to that, I want to talk about Mercury. On December 1st, Mercury is retrograding in Scorpio in the 2nd house. Now, it does go direct on December 6th, which is a little bit better. The confusion and the chaos ends. The having to resend emails, constantly try to get in touch with people who just aren't answering your messages. Yeah, that seems to end. And some of the things that you've been trying to contact people over could be financial things. You could be sending message after message, letter after letter, email after email to people saying, hello, where's my money? Aren't I due money back on tax? Shouldn't I be getting an end of year bonus? Shouldn't I be getting some sort of rebate? Shouldn't my money be coming through? And it seems that when Mercury does go direct on December 6th, that might just flow that little bit easier. They might return your calls, Libra. Yeah, sure, they might have an excuse and say, well, we can give it to you in bits and pieces. It doesn't matter. It just flows a bit smoother, okay? But December 2nd, Venus is in Scorpio in the second house. So this is your ruler. The god and goddess of love, Venus and Eros, the lover and the one who loves in general, and the one who desires things, desires money in particular. And what you might find is that money is something that you are just attracting to you now, because Venus is the great attractor, wanting to expand financially. If there's a project you're doing or something that you've been working on, Libra, it appears that this new inspiration that you've recently got seems to turn things around for you. You seem to have a better handle here and in your heart of how to do something in a clearer, more effective way that both very visionary, but at the same time is very, very practical and has great ideas. Yeah, some wonderful new ideas that are very far-reaching and very high-minded could be the thing that allows Venus, your ruler, to bring in the cash. So that's a really good, successful thing to be happening for you. Venus has all her energy, and Mercury helping there too. It's all energy at the start of the month on the money. So I think that's a huge, huge success for you, Libra. Huge success. Now, 2 is also, the second house, should I also say, is always about where we give and take things, where we expend our energy, where there is flow, where there is balance, where there is give and take. And perhaps what you might find this month, Libra, is that for those of you in a relationship, your partner might be falling out of balance a little bit with this give and take business. Maybe they're not able to give financially in a way that they used to. Maybe they have a little bit of a crisis when it comes to their money, that you might have these wonderful and fabulous ideas to help them solve it. So you could be very instinctive here this month to help somebody get out of some financial trouble. Yeah, but there is the thing here of, is it worth me investing in this? Is it worth me investing my time in this relationship? Is there a good to and fro here? Am I the one that does all the calling in this relationship? Am I the one putting in all the effort? Even in friendships, am I the first one that has to say, hey, do you want to hang out? Do they not do that as much as I do? It's just about balance here. And you'll be looking deeper into all of this and feeling the undercurrents of other people too, to see if they're playing fair with you, to, I don't know, just to spot something in other people that you care about. Just spotting a little bit of an undercurrent, a little bit of a vibe that makes you ask that question, are they being fair to me? Are they really being okay? Or are they trying to take advantage of me? So your mind is on that, but you have the strength here, Libra, to figure it out and do something about it. So you will do something about it. Now, Mercury, the new moon, we'll focus on that, on December 7th is in Sagittarius in the 3rd house. So again, Libra, if you're doing communicating, networking, getting out there, maybe some of you with siblings might be doing some project or doing some fun thing with your brothers and sisters this month. And it could be a great time to really put a lot of effort and good intention in that and good vibes into that it might grow, you know. If you have ideas to maybe get a new car, a new mode of transport, around December 7th, this is where you might see that begin to happen. You might see that kind of get into motion, getting things organized to get a new form of transportation. Yeah. And even technology, communicative technology. You could see yourself getting a new cell phone or a new, I don't know, a new tablet or something like that, where you can communicate more effectively. And this is the theme. It's everything also is around you streamlining, organizing, needing to have everything that you can communicate what you say effectively, the ideas that you have. If the technology that you have, say your cell phone or whatever, isn't helping you, it doesn't do all the fancy bits that you need for these great ideas. It's about upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Get the tools and the things that you need this month that help you and facilitate you in whatever it is that you want to move on with in your future. Particularly in work-wise, I'm going to just say there is a lot of energy happening for you in two areas. In your day-to-day life, where you work, your office space, the routines and rituals also that you have in your life, they come under sharp focus this month, and also your health. And what you might see here, Libra, for many of you, is that in some way your work could be affecting your health. The way you organize yourself in your day could be looked at this month and just check if there's something that could be improved. Can you do all the things that you do and not get so stressed out by implementing a little bit of exercise, or changing the way you eat a little bit, or changing the time you go to bed at night or the time you wake up in the morning, including maybe some meditation, some time to relax. It's about having order and structure in the work that you're doing, in the just day-to-day things that you do, in order for your health to stay up and to stay in good shape, okay? Because health is in sharp focus this month for you. But I think that you'll come up with some brilliant ideas to take some of the bigger stress and anxiety away for you this month, Libra. Yeah, and some of the stress and anxiety that you've been experiencing around these home issues and family issues, they seem to be alleviated a little bit. As long as you give it the correct attention, and as long as you're really honest, if you sit down and say, really, do I need that unhealthy snack between lunch and dinner? Do I really need it? Am I just fooling myself? Do I really need to burn the candle at both ends? Do I really need to spend all that time getting so stressed out about things and not being able to cope? Do I really need that? Do I need to worry so much? Yeah, that's big too. Do you? Do you really need to worry so much? Because often, if you're doing something and you begin it and then you worry about the results, or you worry about how it'll play out, you worry about sending maybe your resume out there to get a new career, new job, and you're worrying, what about my job, what about this, what about... Worry doesn't do anything. Worry is really the act of betting against yourself, betting that you'll lose. Because if you do something, you do it right, you do it well, you do it with your wonderful Libra instinct and your ability to think things through in a great way, trust it. Trust it. Because worrying means that you don't trust it. And you could say, oh, well, okay, yeah, but I'm worried in case I know I did good, but what if they don't see? What if they don't understand what I'm trying to do? What if my boss continues to be an asshole even though I'm working super hard? What if blah, 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 blah? I get it, but that's their thing. You do your best. You do what you do, and then forget about the worry. Forget about that. If it doesn't pan out, then do what you do somewhere else. Do what you do in a different way. Do what you do with people who do get the things that you're trying to create or trying to bring into your life. Worrying is just a waste of your energy, and it's a thief of your happiness also. So don't allow that to happen. Yeah. Now, other things that are going on there too. Mercury on the 12th of December does move into the third house. I told you this is all about these great, fabulous ideas that you have. You're going to be working hard this month, Libra. It's going to be a lot of hard work. And I think that's why it's a good idea for you to pace yourself. Pace yourself. And I promise you, no matter what you're doing, no work is worth your health. No work, nothing you're doing is worth getting sick for. Really, really. Now, let me see. December 21st, the sun goes into your fourth house. So this could mark a really nice period, or a good promising period for the issues that you've been having around home and family. You might see a bit of good news happening, or some bit of energy coming back into that makes things a bit lighter. And you could say, I could do with things being a bit lighter. I mean, sometimes I just look up to the universe and I say, are you serious? Can you please answer me something? Why are you throwing everything in my life up in the air? And of course the answer is to teach you how to fly. That's what it is. All things that have been up in the air were to teach you how to fly, because what you are going through, Libra, is the flying lessons, learning the art of flying. And you're doing such a great job, really. That's why I said it at the start of the video. Congratulations, Libra, because in all that chaos, when everything was thrown up in the air, you had no choice but to learn the art of flying, to learn how to spread your beautiful Libra wings and fly. And you've done it. You've come off ground. You're not the little fledgling anymore with the little fluffy feathers. You've taken that leap. You've done it. You've flown the nest and you've conquered the skies. Yeah, I know. It's really nice. Now, there is a full moon around December 22nd in your 10th house, in your career. So this could mark a time for some of you where some of the stress, some of the anxieties in your workspace or the issues around getting out there and shaping something new in your career, which we've spoken about, this could come to an end towards, say, December 22nd, around that time, because you just, I don't know, it's like you just want to end, you want to end the stress, you want to end the worry, and you finally want to tackle this whole issue about the responsibilities that you have in your life and also where your career is going. So I think it's a really good end towards the end of the month, where you kind of lose the fears that you had around all the responsibilities you've been taking on, about all the worries about your career. So it's really nice, Libra. So we are waiting on 4 more cards. And what I'm going to do here, Libra, is I am going to choose them, if you don't mind. So, we have that one. We have the star, yeah. The art of flight. Now that you're flying high, you're flying towards the stars, Libra. The 7 of Swords. Do you feel that yet, though, Libra? I know some of you, and the last card, the Fool, which is actually a wonderful card. I know some of you have been really struggling with the energy that's been going on. I know you have, and I know why. But have you, maybe in December, or maybe already, have you felt yet that you've spread your wings a little bit, that you've really learned through all this heavier energy that you need to fly? I hope you have. I hope you're beginning to feel it, Libra, because it's hard work, no doubt about it, no question about it. But you can do it. You can do it. Now, Libra, let's do this thing. Let's move over and ta-da, show you the big grand overview. Now, we open up with a Libra card. This is the moon in Libra. This is you at the very start of the month, doing your very best to keep the peace between you and other people. And I do understand why. On December 1st, Venus, your ruler, is in opposition to Uranus, the great rebel, in your house of relationships. So there could be a bit of chaos, a bit of turbulence at the very beginning of the month in your relationships with your partner, with people that you're very, very close to, even business partnerships. There could be some sort of upheaval that you have to try to keep the balance. You have to kind of sit on the fence also. People could be coming at you and saying, I have a wonderful idea. Let's, fly to Mars. Let's just run away to an isolated place, or let's do blah, 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 blah. And you're saying, oh my God, where is this insanity coming from? Where is the madness coming from? I need to just keep a bit of balance and control over this situation. I'll smile and nod and agree with their plans, but I've got to keep a bit of balance here, which we did speak about, a bit of balance. But we did also say, with the energy in the 3rd house of communication, there is a point where you do have to recognize that you have to get off the fence a little bit in some relationship, in some situation where you have been trying to keep the peace up until now. Get off the fence a bit and communicate something positive. And what would that positive thing be that would help this situation when you're faced with it? It's about, particularly in relationships, it's about reminding the other person that you're in this relationship, you're invested in it, that you've sown the seeds of love here, and that you're in it for the long haul, if indeed you are, I assume you are. But it's a time where you could communicate some sense of reassurance to somebody who is a bit unsure, a bit undecided, or going through a bit of chaos. So you get to say, look, let's ground this, let's make things more solid here. Let's get off the fence and maybe commit to a relatively new relationship. Maybe say, let's stop beating around the bush here and let's commit to a relationship. Let's really watch this grow. So that could be a really nice thing. Now, this is a money card too. And for some of you, there is that moment at the very beginning of the month where you say, I have been given so many fabulous ideas to make money. Now, there's so many of these ideas that I don't know which one to choose. If I go that direction, what could happen? If I go that direction. Come out of the indecisiveness, Libra, and choose one. Choose one and communicate it. See, there's the new moon, December 7th, about communicating. Do your very best to network and communicate one of these great ideas. And all it takes is one of these great ideas to plant the seed. And as I say with this card, from little acorns grow mighty oaks. All it takes is one small seed to be planted to allow the money to grow, to allow something purposeful in your life to grow, to allow something develop and to reap a great harvest. Now, this is 7. Every time we see a 7, it's a Venus-ruled card. So this is Moon in Libra sitting beside a Venus card, which for me is saying this thing exactly. Choose one of your good ideas, Libra. Plant that seed. Don't get distracted. Don't get all full of fears and doubts saying, should I have chosen that one? Maybe I should have chosen that one, blah, blah, blah. Pick one, run with it, my love. Plant that seed and it will grow. Now here we have a Mercury in Cancer card, which is all about communicating. Again, it's communication. You've got to talk how you feel. In relationships, speak your mind, be blunt, be frank, like Sagittarius. And also say, excuse me, also say, this is my vision of our relationship and I know how to get there. I'm going to communicate deeply and from my heart the truth of this situation in this relationship. Great truths will be coming out this month within all relationships. And the more people you communicate with, it seems, Libra, this month, the better everything starts to flow. Yeah, the better everything seems to move towards success. And the more heart energy, the more sincere you are, the more connected to how you feel about what you're doing. Because let's not forget, one of the reasons we get all indecisive about which path to choose and which project to go with, which relationship to choose, which direction to go, is because we're not listening to our real passion about what we want and need. And this card is very indicative of going back and saying, I really am now only communicating what I passionately want, what gives me purpose, what gives me that feeling. For those of you involved in a business where you must speak, do motivational speaking or give speeches, stand up and so on, to present, to sell an idea, connect with the people this month. Connect with the idea, connect with the people, and pour a stream of real sincere communication from your heart. And this again seems to bring you huge success. It also spurs this great vision that you have of your financial world, where you wanted to be financially independent, to not have to depend on other people for money, that you are also, in the very literal term of this card, to be outstanding in your own field. I know it's a pun, it's a stupid one, but to be outstanding in your own field. And in order to be outstanding and to have quality, excellence, and to be really praiseworthy in whatever it is you're pursuing this month, Libra, it's got to come from a very, very, very deep and sincere place. And that, I don't think you'll have any real problem with. So connect your communication with your heart and anything will turn to gold after that. Now, look at this. As we come towards mid-month, the center row, if you look up there, does look a bit difficult. What I'm looking at here is mid-month, you come to a realization that you're kind of stuck in something. Is it your work? Is it a relationship, a partnership, a friendship, some home situation, a family situation? Are you feeling trapped, tied, overburdened, wounded in some way? When it comes to certain people in your life or situations, there's the element here of turning a blind eye, saying, I'm going to pretend this isn't happening. If I don't look at that person, then I don't notice that they're being an asshole. If I don't listen to what they're saying, then I can pretend that everything's okay. It's a moment where you suddenly realize that you've accepted a bunch of nonsense from people, Libra, from friends, from family, from co-workers, from people maybe in positions of authority. You've accepted it for too long, and it's really hurt you. It's actually done you some real damage, maybe even in terms of your health, that it's made you feel stressed or given you anxiety in some way. And this is a moment where you say, I can't make this okay by just pretending it away or just trying to smooth everything over and just try to keep the peace. It's not working. It's not working. It's making me sad. It's making me feel disappointed, and it's putting me in a position where I'm feeling like this guy, sad, disappointed, feeling like I'm failing, that I'm not able to get past this. But yet I don't want to be in this position because it means that I'll have to tackle this situation head on. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. Why do I have to be the one that has to go in and create the fight here? Why do I have to be the one that has to cause the upset, and all of those other people will just kind of think that I'm an aggressive person? Why can they not just either make it work or just keep everything running smoothly? I mean, it's come to a point, Libra, now where this situation has to be addressed. Wherever you are turning that blind eye to and saying, if I ignore it, it's not happening, it's just making you too sad. It's hurting you. If it's a relationship, mid-month you do recognize that you've over-compromised yourself here. Over-compromised. And that you've been, you know what it feels like you've been doing, Libra? You've been explaining away their bad behavior, perhaps, or their unhealthy behavior. And you've been trying to put logic onto it all the time. You've been trying to just say, well, the reason they do that is because they had a difficult childhood, or the reason they do that is because they don't deal so well with their overburdened or overdramatic mother, or blah. And you're always finding excuses. And this month you just suddenly say, this is exhausting. This is exhausting. My whole relationship, in whatever situation this is, in work, in a relationship with a friend or so on, family member, you just find it, I can't do this anymore. It's too exhausting. I have to be true. I have to just sit back and say, this is too stressful. Now, here we have the Hierophant or Hierophant, whichever way you choose to pronounce it. This is a Taurus card. And Taurus is wedged there between difficult cards. Some of you could be having a great bit of a difficulty with a Taurus, something that they're going through, something that isn't dealt with, something that is, you know, that thing that we explained of, oh, let's just pretend it's all okay, let's just explain it all away, let's just blah, 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 blah. But something is happening here where you can't ignore it anymore. Sometimes this is the card of where we form unions with people through marriage, through relationships, through business partnerships, where we've made some solid commitment to something, solid commitment to standing by a family member, solid commitment to your career, to a friend, to a relationship. This solid commitment is under pressure mid-month, so it seems. Yeah, it's under pressure. And what it's doing, Libra, is something that I don't want to see happen. So consider this a heads up rather than a definite outcome. If you have control over this situation, which I believe you absolutely can have, then I would face this situation, as hurtful and as painful as it is. Deal with it, tackle it, but don't let it get to the point where you remove your heart from a situation. This could be a card where communication starts getting cold because you can't communicate from the heart anymore because somebody's hurt you too deeply. So you'll say, oh no, I'll keep talking to you, but it won't be coming from the heart, it will be coming from the logical mind. I'll say yes, I'll say no, but you're not getting heart energy from me. You're not getting it. You're just going to get serious yes, no answers. You're just going to get me keeping things smooth. You're going to get the hardened version of me. Now I understand, we all do that when we go through difficulties, Libra, that we have to protect our heart. We have to do it. But I want to caution you, my love, it's not you to become hard. If somebody hurts you, I understand that's painful. I understand it because you give so much to relationships and you love so much and you trust so much. And for somebody to constantly be wearing you down because of their issues and their problems, constantly doing it to you, don't get into automatic pilot and remove your heart from this situation. Because unfortunately this month, when we're all about talking about habits, 6th house energy with Mars in there in the 6th house, I don't want you to fall into the habit of becoming cool and aloof and distant and not using your heart to make the most significant and important decisions in your life. So you have been given the tools of the mind, but as I said to you already, don't forget the heart, because the mind is only supposed to act as an app for the heart. It's only supposed to connect all the data that we feel and experience and to translate that into something logical. We're not supposed to depend on it. So I don't want you to feel so hurt that you fall into that trap of losing connection with your heart. Because remember, you're learning the art of flight. Keep flying, fly above some of these problems, fly above them, but stay connected, stay connected. Now, towards the end of the month here, we have better times ahead. So it does end better, Libra. We have the king, the one who has mastered passion, drive, emotion, feeling. When you do stay in touch with your purpose, with the fire and the flame and the desire in you, then that's a win. It's a win. Let's say in real practical terms, if you're doing something creatively, towards the end of the month, Libra, this is a fantastic time. It's a real win, and a win that gives you back this sense of optimism. It brings you back this thing of, I can now see where my future is going. I trust again. I believe again. I know what I'm doing. I know the path that I'm on again. I don't doubt myself again. I don't fill my life with excessive worry because I've nothing to worry about. I see the clear path ahead of me. This is an Aquarius card. So far we have the influence of Taurus and Aquarius in your life here. And it's about you really feeling the passion for your future again. Some of you, in a very literal way, could be in some way removing some of your passion from an Aquarius. Maybe it's they who've been triggering some things in you that have forced you to be cold and hard a little bit. And you're saying, I don't need that energy. I don't need to take the bait of this coldness. I'm turning my back on that a little bit, and I'm going to re-engage with my fire, my flame, my passion. And it's the energy of coming to the realization towards the end of the month, Libra, that everything, every relationship, every move you're making at the moment means nothing unless there is that flame of desire and passion and real deep intimacy with your own needs again. So you're taking the time out, saying, I'm not going ahead into my future until I reconnect with that. And when you do, it's a win. Because what does it do? It allows you the space, time and effort and energy to rethink your plans, rethink your strategies. It allows you to see where there have been obstacles and delays. It allows you to go back to the drawing board and to pick up all the pieces that weren't working in your career, in your family life, and whatever it is that you're doing in your relationship and so on. And you say, no, I've been doing this, I've been approaching this all wrong. I've been trying to keep the peace. I've been trying to think too logically about this, and I've forgotten that I need to connect to the heart. So now that I understand that, now that I have this great big picture again, I am going to start over. And when you do, we end up with this, the Fool, the beginner's card, starting all over again from square one, taking a huge leap of faith. And if he is taking a huge leap of faith, trusting and believing that the wind will carry him as he learns the art of flying. Because the art of flying is about taking that risk, taking that jump, taking that big dive, and trusting that the wind and the current will allow you to float and fly. Yeah. Beautiful, new beginnings, new starts, starting over after these great realizations and revelations that you have throughout the month about how you communicate, and never allowing yourself get hard in the heart again. No matter how much somebody or some situation is trying to bait you, you're saying, I'm free. You've learned a big lesson somehow this month, Libra. A lot of lessons to do with your family home life, a lot of lessons to do with your health, where you work, and a lot of lessons now about taking your health seriously and taking the worry out of your space. And when you do, it's like fresh air, flying on fresh air. So I'm going to leave it at that, Libra, and I think that's a beautiful, beautiful energy that you should experience this month, and I'm very happy for you to do that. If this is the first time seeing my videos, then please subscribe, join me on social media, all linked down below, and also join me for the deep read on Vimeo. Again, that's also linked down below, where we take the themes of love, relationships, money, career, and a few other things into account, and we dig that bit deeper and go beyond, and see if we can unravel bits and pieces there that might be of some benefit to you. So do see the link below for the Vimeo deep read for Libra for the month of December, and I would love if you came along. And also thank you to all the Libras. Thank you all of you who came to the very first deep read last month. I really appreciate it, and I do hope you enjoyed it. So let's see if there's more to be learned. Libra, enjoy the holiday season, whatever it is you're doing, and have fun and enjoy spreading your wings and flying. Until next month, my beautiful, have a fantastic month and happy holidays. Bye, my gorgeous. Mwah.